Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network, live from El Rey, alongside Kevin Akers and Rick Keaton. I'm Ben Garrett. Thank you for joining us, or thank you for being with us. And we're joined now by our Friday night player of the game from Scott High, First National Bank player of the game, Luke Bowling. He's a junior at Scott High. And our Trophy Masters lineman of the game from Oneida, Cameron Kidd. And Todd Derrick Ryan was our player of the game from Oneida, Kevin. He was going to be here tonight, but he's sick. The flu, I understand, Cameron, you can confirm this, has been going rampant at Oneida. Last week it got Caden Rector when he was supposed to be here, and tonight it got TD when he was supposed to be here. But we're glad you're here, and we're glad you're healthy. So we'll start here, and then we'll flip it over to Luke. But first of all, I know Friday night did not go the way that you guys wanted it to go, but you had a good game against Coalfield.
Yeah, we played probably as hard as we could. We played with some good effort, but next week we'll just have to do better, best we can. I think we can do it. I have faith in us. We can probably do it.
Coalfield, of course, is a big rivalry. It's the biggest rivalry we've got.
Oh, yeah.
And as I don't know if you was here when we was talking earlier about it, Coalfield, as an old friend of mine used to say, had probably a little bit more bullets than we had. They had some great talent. Speak a little bit about the talent that you got to see on the field there Friday from them.
They had a good run game, and sometimes we could stop it, sometimes we couldn't. But, I mean, that's all up to the linemen, people on the front. But we got to see some good talent on Friday.
Now, you're a pretty tall guy. I mean, you're not huge like most linemen are. What got you into being a lineman as opposed to maybe a tight end or a receiver?
Back in middle school, I used to be the biggest kid on the team.
Oh, okay.
Weighed a lot. I used to weigh probably about 300 pounds my freshman year. Now I weigh about 220, 225.
Oh, wow.
So what's the secret to that?
I don't know.
Staying in the weight room.
Yep.
Probably has something to do with it.
Yep.
What you eat, too, has a lot to do with it, too.
Well,
Oh, yeah. We lift hard. We lift hard every day. Coach May, he's a really good coach. Coach May.
Yes.
Coach everybody.
Very good offensive-minded coach. It seems like a lot of you head coaches anymore leans to one way or the other, don't they? They're either offensive or defensive. Coach May's an offensive coach. Now, you play mainly on defense or offense?
I usually play both.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Probably defense.
Defense. You bust some heads on defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, one thing a lot of people don't know about Cam is I've got to know him pretty well. He actually comes up and hangs out in the press box before the game starts, and he's up there for the first hour that we're setting stuff up. He actually helps me set up the equipment and stuff lots of times too. So
you got him for his job?
You can have it.
The PA voice of Jim May Stadium.
No, I'm
Cameron
talking
Kidd.
about the equipment set up.
Okay. Are you gunning for my job? You can have it.
But going into this week, I know you just started today. You probably looked over film and stuff on Hampton and stuff. What's some key things that you see on Hampton that you're all going to have to do?
They like to do a lot of fake plays, reverse. They love to run the ball a lot. They don't really pass much or anything, so we just got to stop the run on the front. That's really about it.
One great thing is about Hampton, and you have never had to experience that, usually this time of year when you go up to Hampton, it's 30 degrees and you freeze to death. It's supposed to be in the 60s this Friday, so that's going to be a nice break. Weather ever creates a factor for you much in the trenches?
I usually like it when it's colder, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, that's cool.
So, Cameron, a lot of times people talk about these long road trips that so many teams take in the first round of the playoffs, and they talk about what an impact it has on the team. First of all, you guys going to charter a bus up on Friday? Do you know?
If we can find one.
Okay.
I ain't really been able to find one.
What about that road trip? It is a long trip up to Elizabethton and into the foothills of the mountains. Do you think that's going to impact you any, or does that just give you longer to think about the game and get yourself psyched out for the game?
I think it gives us longer to, just lock in on how we're going to win, what we're going to do. But, yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to flip around here to Luke Bowling, junior at Scott High School. And, Luke, I don't even know really what position to call you because you've played so many different positions. But
all of them.
There are some kids that, and Rick can attest to this, that the effort doesn't show up on the stat sheet necessarily. But you are one of those, and not the only one by any means, but there are several kids at Scott High that, to me, they stand out because they're all over the field. They're going 100% every play. You are one of those players, and especially on Friday night against Anderson County, and the same as with the Oneida game against Coalfield. I know that game didn't go the way you guys wanted it to go, but you were out there giving it your all on Friday night, and so congratulations on a good game.
Thank you.
Luke's
he's had to work in a lot of different positions, especially in the last, I guess, 5 or 6 weeks. And let's talk about those. Wide receiver, running back. Did you get a couple plays at quarterback?
Yeah,
A couple plays at quarterback.
just a little.
On defense, linebacker, cornerback. Did you do safety?
Yeah,
Did safety.
both.
I mean, so versatility from Luke Bowling. And we've just watched you this year, and you go out there, and no matter the situation, you play hard. Do you have a preference, offense or defense?
Defense. I loved middle backer the 2 games I got to play it. It was really fun.
And it's hard to predict next year, but do you see that being your position next year possibly under Coach Harris?
I would love to play middle backer and a little bit of running back too. I really enjoyed that. I've never got to play anything other than quarterback, and I really enjoyed playing running back and receiver for a change. But I'm really going to focus on middle backer if I can.
And we've got to quantify this a little bit. You were homeschooled through 8th grade, correct? And did you play your freshman year?
No,
Okay,
I
so
fractured
you started-
my back, so I sat out freshman year.
So, I mean, this is just his second year of actually participating in the team sport of football.
Yeah.
And how did you choose football?
Well, I played it through middle school and stuff. I really loved it through middle school, and I never got to see my friends or anything where I started being homeschooled, and I really wanted to play football to get to see my friends more and got to talk to them a lot more.
We've talked a lot during sessions of practice sessions and a little bit like that. You understand more about football by playing these other positions, but one thing we've talked a lot about it is hydration and being prepared to play. Guys, Luke must go through about 2 gallons of water a day.
Gallon and a half.
Gallon and a
Yeah.
half a day. I mean, he knows what he needs to do to save your body. Friday night concluded the regular season with Anderson County.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's a good team. What was the mindset of the team going into this? Wanting to come out, play as hard as we possibly could, prove a few pundits wrong?
Yeah. We knew all the odds were against us. We really wanted to go out and show people that we wasn't going to lay over for a team we knew was really good.
Coach Harris, the last 2 or 3 weeks, practiced a whole lot of, for no better definition, trick plays.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been nice if we had got to, at some point during the game, had a chance to run all those trick plays? Because, I mean, there was all kinds of reverses and laterals and swinging gate, offensive formations and stuff. I mean, the coach put in a lot of stuff, and he was prepared anyway. It's just a shame we didn't have enough time to do many of those, I thought, anyway.
Yeah, it was really fun running those trick plays in practice. It would have been awesome to get to run them in a game, see how it would have worked. It would have been fun.
It certainly would have. Anything you want to say to the seniors this year, as you know, they went through the winless season and they probably suffer more than everybody else. Anything you want to say to that unit, those actual 10 seniors?
I want to quote something Zane Lau and a couple other kids on the team said. There's nobody else in the world I'd rather go 0-10 with.
Excellent.
Really enjoyed got to playing with them.
Yeah, Zane, we call him affectionately Bull Creek. He's been up here many nights for the round table, just eating while we've had the show on. So he took on a role Friday night. The coaching staff had in a lot of 8th graders from the middle schools. And Zane was sort of the person, one of the Highlander players that actually talked to them, took them through the dressing room. That speaks volume with me as what kind of leader he and you and a few other juniors may be next year on the football team.
Yeah, Zane, he really was, even though he was just a junior, I thought he was the team leader. He really gave us like all the pep talks and everything we needed, all the motivation we needed. He talked us through before every game. It was an honor to get to play with him too.
Yeah, and you got another year to go with him there.
Yep.
Do you play any other sports besides football?
I play soccer.
Soccer. So you've got a season coming up in the spring.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get out and watch that. We think that you'll have the way you hustle, we think you'll have a good spring soccer season. So we thank you for being our First National Bank Player of the Week this week.
Thank you.
And Luke, let me ask you, your brother was Nate Bowling, standout basketball player at Oneida. Did not play football, at least in high school. And I'm not sure about middle school,
No.
but he didn't in high school. you're a good football player. You don't play basketball. So what's the deal with that? You didn't follow in his footsteps as a basketball player. He didn't lead the way as a football player.
He loved basketball. That's what he liked, and he was really good at it too. And he would have been a great quarterback too if he would have played football. He would have been great. I know he would have. But basketball is where his heart was, and football's always where my heart was. And I honestly didn't want to live in his shadow, so I was always more of a football player.
That would have been tough.
Yeah.
But I always watched, and I know you didn't play basketball even in middle school, and I always thought to myself, how's Nate Boland's brother not playing basketball? But so you just gave us the answer.
Yeah.
All right. So, but if you had played one-on-one versus Nate, how would that have gone?
Oh, I would have got killed. Absolutely.
What about on the football field? If he's playing defensive back and you're playing receiver, could you put a move on him and get open?
It'd be tough with him being as tall as he is and as fast as he is. It would have been tough.
You can out-throw him, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right. Luke Boland and Cam, before we go to break, I'm going to ask you real quick. You guys talked a little bit about the game coming up this week against Hampton. Tell me one thing that you guys have got to do well to beat Hampton on Friday night.
We've got to do really good on the front, on defensive front, because they run the ball so much. We've just got to stop them. Watch their reverse and everything.
Okay. Cameron Kidd, our Trophy Masters lineman of the game from Friday night. Luke Bowling, our First National Bank player of the game. Guys, congratulations. Cameron, good luck this Friday night. When we come back, we're going to slide in Jake Wright from the Sky High Lady Highlander basketball program and switch gears a little bit.